This is going to be more on a serious topic. I don't want to be lighthearted with it. One of the issues that you had prior to this carnivore diet was gout, and not even to the point where it progressed. I would like almost an interview with you. I would like, if you can, remember the very first thing. This is before we knew you had gout, and then you remember when, for some reason, when people would say gout, would they say gout? Oh, we got gout. That was too funny. So this show is hopefully going to help someone that his story might be your body. My name is G Brown, the lifestyle changer, and
I'm Frederick Brown, the husband.
And this is Hanging with the Browns.
Yes.
So today's topic, make yourself comfortable.
Yeah, I
All
try.
right, you good?
Yeah.
Let me cuddle on down, because I'm just listening today.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Ooh, do you got some popcorn? Oh, we can't eat popcorn. What you supposed to eat at the movies now?
I don't know. Nothing.
Beef jerky.
Beef jerky. Right.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay,
honey, Cornish hen been my thing. I mean, not Cornish hen. Corned beef. But
as
do you remember the very first time?
No. Let me back up for a second,
Okay.
because typically gout occurs in the feet, ankle, toes is what they say. Toe, right? The big toe.
Mm-hmm.
The big toe is what they say. But gout is just a form of inflammation, right? It's just another form of inflammation.
I thought it was the buildup of uric acid.
It is, which causes the inflammation, right? But hold on. Prior to me having issues in my feet, I actually, for many years, I would have the inflammation in my knees. As a matter of fact, even as a kid, there were times when my knees would be so inflamed. I played basketball, and I would have to wear these knee pads. I couldn't get on my knees. My knees were so tender, even as a kid. So that's been a part of me all my life. But then as I got older, I found that there were times when I would get this inflammation in my knee and I couldn't bend my knee, and it would be difficult to walk up and down steps here in the house.
Oh, okay, in the house. You're talking later. I was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, here in the house. Walk up and down steps. Times when it feels like my knee would give out on me, but I couldn't bend it. And it never happened in both knees at the same time. It was always either or, left or right. So fortunate for that. And then it seemed like as the years continued, I started having issues with my ankles. And it would start either on the outer side of my outer ankle, on either foot. And it would hurt, and then it would swell. And, to the point where I would limp. Found it difficult to walk at times, and then I started using a cane if it got really bad.
I think that's what got me. You went and bought a cane.
Yeah, I did. I went and bought a cane. She didn't like the cane I bought anyway, because it dated me. But it, I guess you want to be like some of the old pimps, right? Get a cane. You think, oh, he's so cool.
I'm old school.
Walk around
you might have had the hat on and go get you a blinged out cane.
Yeah.
Because that therapeutic cane you came with.
It was all about being able to find some sort of relief for me. And so it kind of moved, it kind of switched between one foot and the other, inside of the ankle, outside of the ankle.
Wait a minute, had you gone to the doctor?
No, not at this time. It was just it was happening. And I think the time that I went to the doctor was when it felt like I had a bone spur as well. I don't know if you had these on the heel of your foot. It felt like the bone was just like spurring, or it felt like it was shaved, and it was really painful. And that was one of the things that kind of led me to the doctor. Say, look here, I can't walk. This is what's going on. Gave it a background and did a lot of blood tests. And early on when they did the blood test, my uric acids were high. They were really high. So I think it was a proper diagnosis at that time.
But wait a minute. I want to talk about the acid in your body, period.
Yeah, my okay. What she's really saying is even as a kid, my pH balance has always been more acidic. It and it was obvious. You know, if you look at my vehicles, it got to the point where, you know, if I'm touching the radio trying to change stations, I would wipe off the numbers. I mean, wipe off the numbers. Anything that I touch, I would eat it up, wipe it off, and
The the watch band, if you
they-
opened it,
yeah.
on the inside it was peeling away.
was
Didn't care
peeling.
if it was plastic.
it would
The
Eating it up.
steering wheel, you know how it has that wood grain and it has that, for lack of a better word, like a shellac on it. Well, you
Yeah.
touch it, all of that was peeling away.
Yeah.
And see, I didn't know right away, but you can tell everything. His computer keyboard,
you could tell.
no numbers, start dipping in, and I'm like, why is this happening? And then if he would start sweating,
Oh, I couldn't stand my own sweat. If my sweat got in my eyes, it would burn so bad. It was awful. Yeah, it was really awful. It was just really burned. So my body was my body's pH was really off, and it's been that way all of my life. Mm-hmm. And later on, early on, and before we got into carnivore, I said, okay, let's start looking at some of the foods that you know are more acidic, and that I need to probably cut back on. And
well, no, first the doctor, they give you, did she give you a list, or you
No.
just kind of, you came home and looked it up?
No.
And
Yeah, I came home and looked it up because it was one of the things we thought it might have been. Because when I was trying to explain to the doctor, you know, some of these issues in my history, that never really seemed to trigger anything within them, right? Like, no, that ain't the reason why. And I'm like, I know my damn body, you know. It's like, yeah, it's something else. It's not what you think it is. But anyway, so I'm always trying to diagnose myself and trying to figure out what's triggering me and what's not.
well, that's
and
just
how
being
to
in
fix
tune
it.
with your body.
Yeah. So,
But what were you limited to eating?
when
No, not like recently before carnivore, but what were some of the things that we cut out? It was so much that I really didn't know, because they say no red meat.
yeah, no red meat. I mean, even my fruit. I love grapefruit. That was something that was acidic, and at the same time, because I had high blood pressure, it would counteract your blood pressure medicine. So, you know, it was always, you know, I was really battling a losing cause. You know, couldn't enjoy the foods that I like, taking these medications. From eggs were acidic. I think that was like the last thing before I got the carnivore, and I cut the eggs, and that kind of bothered me because as she mentioned before in one of the other videos, bacon and eggs is like my favorite meal. I'm a breakfast person, right? Always has been, and if I can't get my eggs and bacon, it's like my day wouldn't get started right. Not the case anymore, but then that's the way I thought it was, you know. So cutting those things out, you know, and then I was resorting to, you know, yogurt, some dairy products.
Now let me see. Now you would do
salads and chicken Caesar salad, and you know, I should have bought some stock in that stuff, but I didn't. And
to feed you. Well,
it felt like
let
a
me
rabbit.
see. In February of 2023, we went to intermittent fasting. So we only ate once a day. But for you, it was one of those where you ain't like what you were eating anyway. So
yeah, but even then, you know, intermittent fasting isn't something that was new. You remember when I lost all that weight 2 years ago? I was doing intermittent fasting. I mean, I was
paying attention.
I know
to what
I
you
was trying
doing.
to tell her, and she didn't want to listen to it. But I was doing intermittent fasting. The problem was I still wasn't eating the right foods, right?
And for me, it was, I just felt I can eat what I want to eat as long as I eat a smaller portion of
and
it.
that wasn't it.
No, it wasn't, because I would turn around and get, I joined a gym. And then the next week he joined with me, right? I went to the gym 7 days a week. Right? 6 months straight. How much did I lose in them 6 months?
10 pounds.
10 motherfucking pounds.
Yeah, but the problem, at that time you don't want to listen. At that time you didn't want to listen because you would come home, you were drinking your wine, you still doing all that stuff you felt you could do because you were working out. Like, nope, you're killing it. You're doing it wrong. And she won't listen to me, y'all.
I didn't.
She won't listen to me.
I did, because you were trying to take away that one little pleasure.
I know.
I like sweet wine.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, those sweet grapes tearing her up. And late at night tearing her up. But anyway,
I had one glass. I just enlarged the size of the glass. Yeah. All right, so then let's move forward. Some other things came into play, but the symptoms of gout since you've been on the carnivore diet, how?
Oh, they're gone. That pain I was telling you about, I had pain in the big toe. It's gone. The inflammation left my body, man, I want to say within the first week or two. And I was so determined to not take those meds that I was prescribed that, I was going to wheel it off, it seemed to me. And my wife thought I did it too fast. And they say, you're supposed to wean yourself off of some of that medication. But I'm like, wean forget it. I don't want it, right?
No, you
It was
did.
nasty. And I weaned off a couple of them. A couple of them I just stopped cold turkey.
I believe you did.
A couple of them I stopped cold turkey. I'm like, I'm not doing this crap anymore. And I didn't have any effects from it. And I would say within the first 2 weeks for sure. But I thought it was after the first week. And that was me really, really dedicating myself to no more sugar. Me really dedicating myself to no more carbs, no more processed foods. And I really took this thing seriously. And when I started feeling better, I was like, oh man, this feels good. I almost thought that was a permanent part of my life, and to find out that it didn't have to be, that I had to take control, and I did, and made a difference in my life.
Yeah, when we were at the doctor's office, and between the walker and the wheelchair, I'm thinking, we're on our road to 60. Is this what it's getting ready to be? Because the medicine was a hit or miss. It's like he would go ahead and take it, and maybe 2-3 days later, I'm like, all right, pain check, where you at? And then he's like, it's better, it's not 100% yet. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, everything like flipped upside down and flared up again. And I'm like, oh my God, you taking all this medicine and this happened.
Yeah.
And I know this is going to be difficult for some of you guys to believe, but I will call somebody when it comes down to him, and I will fuss you out. I am not kidding. When I call, I'll let them know, look at here. I'm not dating again. I'm not doing any of that. I don't need to learn how to smell nobody else boo-booing in the bathroom. Just none of that. I'm not going through that. So we finna make this one right here around for a long time. And I said, you better act like this the president. You better act like this your daddy.
Yeah, she will though. She's my pit bull. That's for sure.
I sure will. And so my thing was, you really have to fight for your care. You do. And it's like but unfortunately, when they're coming back saying, the test's not showing anything. And then, of course, they're going to pull another test out. And all you can hear is your money being flushed down the drain.
Yeah.
Over and over and over. And then come back, no, we didn't find anything. I think about people that have had exploratory surgeries because they knew something was going on, and then all of a sudden they found nothing. And then one of the things they will do, we'll go ahead and remove your gallbladder, because they're going to get paid, and now you got to live with that choice later on.
Yeah.
And I think about people that have had their appendix removed, all of it had to do with inflammation.
Yeah.
And processed foods.
Yeah.
All of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So how do you feel now?
Well, I feel great. Feel like $1 million.
You look good too.
Oh, thank you, baby. Uh-oh.
Well, listen.
We might need to end this.
I know, we are. I really wanted him to share that part of his story because we did get some comments. We did. We got a few comments because if it's not you, you know somebody. You know, and they're going through. And I'm going to tell you something else. Another good one is fibromyalgia. That's another one. It's the processed foods. But you will try everything under the sun because somewhere we've tricked ourselves into, I really want to continue to eat. It's a comfort food. It makes me feel, listen, I know I made a mean peach cobbler. I understand that. And the macaroni and cheese, he don't like homemade macaroni and cheese. For some reason, he like box that deluxe crab.
Yeah. So I guess the key takeaway what my wife is saying is you eat to live. You don't live to eat. And I think if you take that and make that your mantra, you know, I think you will find yourself doing better and feeling better.
And
eat
some of
to
you
live,
there you
not
go.
live to eat. Make that your mantra.
If you 40 or over, especially, okay, you done ate enough. You really, really have. And it's time to live, right? Now, well, I'm afraid of heights, but if I did decide to zip line like a long way, I can get in the harness now.
Yeah.
Huh? I can get in the harness. It's just so many things now that you can do. This side is so much better. And I hope this video helped somebody. All right? Until next time, thanks for hanging out with the Browns.
Like, share, and subscribe.
See you next time.
Bye.
Think they enjoyed this?
I hope they did. I really did. I enjoyed making it.
All right. And if they enjoyed it, what should they do?
Like, share, and subscribe. And you know what? Take a look at this video.